What's up everyone, GamingNavi here, and I'm going to talk about one of the best 3D platformers I've played since Mario Galaxy, and that is A Hat in Time. I did a Let's Play series on this game last year, and I had a blast playing it. I ended up spending most of my time I had for the game wandering around the overworld avoiding the objectives, because I was simply having that much fun. With how much I love the game, I decided I should do a review of this game for all of you, so without further ado, let's talk about A Hat in Time. A Hat in Time is a 3D platformer where you play as Hat Kid. How unique. A young girl who begins the game flying a spaceship to her home planet. Apparently, her ship runs on hourglasses as fuel, and at the start of the game, she has a grand total of 40 of these things. Things seem to be going well until a citizen of Mafia Town begins knocking on her window, in the vacuum of space, might I add, demanding that she pay him for encroaching on their turf. Instead of questioning how on earth he can survive in space without a spacesuit, Hat Kid simply decides to kick him off her ship, sending him plummeting towards his doom, towards Mafia Town. Kind of, but not really. She pushes him off her ship, and the Mafia goon continues to defy all logic, as he manages to control his momentum and come to a dead stop. Then he proceeds to launch himself at Hat Kid's ship, and it results in breaking the glass, thereby causing Hat Kid, along with her entire fuel supply of hourglasses, to be ejected from the ship.
That's a shame.
Hat Kid eventually lands on Mafia Town, alive and well, despite falling from space and taking the brunt of the impact. How tough is this kid? Jegus. She then runs into a young girl named Mustache Girl. Again, how original. Also, how old is she? She has a mustache, and yet she looks like a 10-year-old girl. After meeting up with Mustache Girl and aiding in the defeat of some Mafia goons, she and Mustache Girl become allies and agree to help one another. For Mustache Girl, this means helping Hat Kid recollect her hourglasses, and for our protagonist, this means that she must help Mustache Girl defeat the Mafia. After becoming friends, they meet up on Hat Kid's spaceship and plan out how they intend to defeat the Mafia. As per Mustache Girl's suggestions, they intend to start by strangling them with their neckties and then proceeding to smash them up and put the remains in a jar. What the actual fuck? How old is this sadistic kid? Sweet troll Jegus, keep her the fuck away from me! Oh yeah, and did I mention that she actually does this to the leader of Mafia Town? After miraculously defeating the Mafia boss, the two kids obtain Hat Kid's time relic. However, before we can receive it, Mustache Girl steals it from us and begins tossing it in the air. She does so while asking us of its importance. After dropping the time relic and reversing time by a few seconds, we, as the player, realize that these time relics have the power to travel through time. After seeing this, the Mustache Girl begs for us to work with her to collect all the relics to complete the important MacGuffin obtaining task of every video game hero ever, with the intention for us to become heroes by thwarting any and all evildoers that we come across in hopes of making the future better for it. However, since we know just how sadistic and evil Mustache Girl is, seriously, who would work with someone who acts like a murderer? Hat Kid flatly rejects her. This causes Mustache Girl to go ballistic and accuse us of villainy for not seeing just how absurd and sadistic both her and her plan are, were, and will ever be. The story is certainly interesting, I guess, and I have to say, I do feel motivated to collect as many time relics as possible before Mustache Girl can go and pollute the time stream, aka bring her already weak-ass time again. The major focus of this game is the gameplay, so let's get started on that. As previously mentioned, A Hat in Time is a 3D platforming game, so that means the gameplay consists of running, jumping, avoiding death, and not much else. The game definitely feels a lot like other 3D platformers like Banjo-Kazooie and any of the 3D Mario games. This control set would be par for the course, except, in my opinion, this game just plays so much better. For starters, the controls feel strong and fluid, everything behaves so smoothly, and the platforming feels great. Hat Kid can perform a double jump and her signature dash maneuver, much like the controls of a 3D Mario game, of which these execution commands can be performed in mid-air. That is even better than traditional Mario-style commands, since you can perform a third jump after dashing to cancel out the previous action, making some of the platforming elements much easier to navigate. Though she is somewhat renowned in the relation to and is used mostly for jumping, Hat Kid isn't solely proficient at it. She's also skilled in the art of Umbrella Fu, Tai Quad Umbrella, and is capable of creating and using improvised weapons. With only a few swings, Hat Kid can decimate anyone standing in her path. On her own, Hat Kid is a platforming goddess, but with the use of badges a la Paper Mario style, Hat Kid gains access to new abilities. Some of those abilities are extremely useful, like the grappling hook, while others are impractical but aesthetically pleasing, like the mumbling patch, an item that forces all characters to speak in grunts and other uninterpretable actions. This is an amazing throwback to Banjo-Kazooie, and I am really happy it's here. If Hat Kid wasn't overpowered already, she soon will be. By wearing different hats, she becomes a deadlier force. With the brewing hat, Hat Kid can concoct potions that she can hurl at her enemies. These potions are used as projectiles that can destroy either your foes completely, or specific items that you need to target. The Sprint Cap operates on the same concept as the Pegasus Boots from the Legend of Zelda franchise. The Ice Hat turns Hat Kid into a frozen statue, much like the Tanuki suit from the Super Mario 3D World and Mario Bros. 3 games. The Dweller's Mask can make special things materialize, and finally, there's the Matrix Hat, which enables you to enter bullet time and show you just how deep this rabbit hole goes. All of these badges and hats help make the levels less challenging and more fascinating. And speaking of levels, let's talk about those that you'll visit. The places you'll experience are very vast and open and traversable, to the point that each of them feel like worlds rather than levels. The levels of each world are often so involved from start to finish that they are so enjoyable and engaging and mentally stimulating as a whole. That is why they seem so involving from one level to the next. My first video, I spent a lot of time just exploring the world. As you may recall, I intentionally avoided the objectives because each facet of this game is spectacular, and I wish to soak in the sights. The first world you visit, Mafia Town, is a beach city run by the Mafia. This world is very memorable because it provides a lot of things to keep your interest, ranging from excellent platforming to small comedy moments, such as a Mafia goon rolling around on a giant piece of cartoon meat. Because why not? The second world, the first to be unlocked, is a movie production studio which contains the best character ever, JonTron!
Oh hey little chirper, they're recording right now so no one's allowed in. They're only insured for bird staff. Letting you in would be a liability. Don't even think about sneaking inside.
The levels then lead to a train murder mystery movie, and wait, what kind of movie is this penguin making?
You moon penguins are just gonna write some loud, noisy dribble. If I wanted a bunch of picnics to dance around while on birdseed, ha! I'd visit my grandchildren.
Well, his movie does follow that description, but what genre is this? No wonder this guy only has one Golden Globe Award. He sucks. The third world is a haunted forest, where most areas you are barred from until you complete the usual NPC fetch quests, and add minutia tasks yet to be done, in true Animal Crossing form. However, maybe some areas shouldn't be unlocked. That ghost lady is terrifying, and I'm not joking. That ghost lady scared me witless in my playthrough. If you don't believe me, then you can check my video of it, link is in the description. It also contains a ghost man who loves tricking you into signing contracts to sell your soul, such that you can complete chores for him. On it, we must fight his spectral toilet? I have no words for this. This is legitimately bizarre. The final world is an open world level, which doesn't outright tell you the objectives. This world is visually resplendent and appears to be resemblant of Norwegian culture. Please don't harass me if I'm wrong, I'm no Gaijin Goomba. Although the NPCs here are adorable, and I would totally buy a plush of one if they were on the market. But I haven't the money to do so. Stupid college stealing my cash. The worlds look amazing. The graphics look similar to that of The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker's cartoonish art style. The music in this game is simply delightful. It's very cute and lovable. I'm neither a musician nor an artist, so I really can't put into words why I love it. But all I can say is this: they should have sent a poet. So after platforming, ziplining, and completing the Hero's Crusade of Justice, you finally obtain a massive amount of your relics back. The feeling of elation is short-lived, however. As soon as you obtain one of your final relics, Mustache Girl illegally breaks into your ship to reveal her plan. According to Mustache Girl, her plan was very simple. She was to let you collect the relics, and then after you complete your quest, she intended to steal them from you. She says this as she breaks into the vault where you've been storing them and attempts to smash them all. You impudent hypocrite! You broke into my house, attempt to steal my possessions, yet you still think you're a hero? You're a fool, Mustache Girl! So we head into the final world where... what the hell? How has she not viewed herself as evil yet? She has literally made a castle with lava pits everywhere. You know, one of the most cliched and stereotypical bases for an evil dictator is exactly that. Yet she still supposes that she is a hero. Dictating who is allowed to live and who can die is equivocal to madness or godhood. Not a hero. Mustache Girl thanks you for providing her with the relics she needed for achieving her goals, and lets you live. For now. However, due to the fact that we just went through hell to get our relics back, we aren't leaving without them. And upon hearing our request, she prattles off about how she's made more of a use for them than we ever have, claiming that she's used them for good and refuses to forfeit them. After all her monologuing, she comes to the conclusion that you knew of the relic's power and decided not to use them, and I wonder why, you underage sadistic bitch! Labeling us as evil in the process. Thus, the final battle begins. Round 1 of the fight is like a fight against your shadow. Both you and her have most of the same skills, but since we're the protagonists, we obviously have to prevail. At the verge of the start of round 2, every character we've encountered on our journey comes into the room and stands by your side, from the Mafia goons to the adorable Norse people. Mustache Girl wonders why they don't support me when she is apparently a hero. And out of a fit of rage, she decides to kill me to show dominance to your allies. Round 2 gives Mustache Girl a big edge, as she basically becomes a god, and consequently becomes even harder to fight. In this phase, Mustache Girl begins crafting new abilities for herself to win. Thereafter, in a wonderful and spectacular way, every character you've ever met begins to work together to help you defeat Mustache Girl. The Mafia goons deal with the Scottish bird thing to hit her whilst she teleports. The Ghost Guy and the Swole Vikings team up to make the Splody Apples to take out her shields. In the final phase, Hat Girl reaches her breaking point, where she is low on health, and Mustache Girl begins firing a Gatling gun. She uses the gun as an area of effect assault, hurting several of your friends as a consequence, quite severely so. As they're hit, they explode into many pawns, and then they give you an idea. If you're sure to win, they'll need to die in order to aid your success. They intend to succeed by undergoing the ultimate sacrifice. And this moment was extremely beautiful, as I didn't expect any of them to do this. I felt legitimately sad watching it occur, but I didn't let their deaths be in vain. I made sure to end Mustache Girl for what she did. As they begin to disappear, Mustache Girl's powers cease as well, as she becomes easier to defeat. With a few boots to the head, she is defeated. We then use the time racks to go back in time to right before we landed in Mafia Town, and we are then presented with the option of leaving one for Mustache Girl to use to defeat the Mafia. Which is stupid! Why would I give her one? I know how sadistic she is and crazy without one. Why would I consider giving her one? Before Hat Girl can set a course for home, she is stopped by the allies we have met on our journey. In a tearing moment, they beg her to stay and to not leave. Out of all the places to leave me an option to somewhat affect the ending, this would have been it. I would have hit yes to staying a million times over, because I love these characters so much. But unfortunately, the game doesn't permit me to stay. Ergo, I can't say yes. As a consequence, I'm forced to eject them from my ship and head for home, with Hat Kid tearing up as she bids them farewell, thus ending our time with A Hat in Time. A Hat in Time is an adorable adventure that would replay again and again. The characters are lovable, the story starts out simplistic, but becomes incredulously ludicrous in the end. It borders on hilarity simply because of its insanity. The cartoonish art style is spectacular, with the game's devotion and attentiveness to detail. The gameplay should, in my opinion, be the setting standard for what 3D platforms should be ever. So I give this game a 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this review on my channel, and I hope you'll share it with your friends. It would mean a lot if you were to hit subscribe, like, and the share buttons to help this channel grow. You can find my Let's Play of this game and its terrible quality right here. And thanks for watching, everyone. This is GamingNavi.